Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you 4 super simple slider recipes using Hawaiian sweet rolls. First up is a family favorite in my house, and that's Monte Cristo Sliders. First, you'll just want to take your rolls and slice the tops off. Then you'll put the bottoms of them in a baking dish, and I ended up using this little square one, which was just about too small. I made it work. I would probably use a little bit bigger one than this. And then assemble using Swiss cheese. However, you could use a different type of cheese, and normally I wouldn't use these kind of processed Swiss singles, but Aldi didn't have the Swiss slices I usually use, so we made do with these. Then I add a layer of ham and a layer of turkey, and then repeat. Then put the tops back on, preheat your oven to 350. Now while the oven is preheating, you're going to work on the topping. So you're going to add 1 egg to half a stick of melted butter and 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. And then sort of whisk that together. And then you're going to pour this all over the top of the sliders. Then you're going to tent this with foil. So how I do this is just stick in some toothpicks. This will kind of help hold the foil up so it's not directly on top of the food. Then you're going to bake this for 20 minutes covered and an additional 10 minutes uncovered. Now what really pushes this meal over the edge is sprinkling it with some powdered sugar and serving it with your favorite preserves. This recipe calls for raspberry, but my mom made us these 3 homemade jams, so we used those and it was amazing. Now when I pulled them out of the oven, I just gave them a good dusting of powdered sugar over the top. These are so good and so easy. I actually remember the night before I went into labor with my second child, I made these for dinner. So if I was making them at 9 months pregnant, they definitely must be easy. Now this next recipe is for turkey bacon cheddar sliders. So first, you're going to take a 9x13 baking dish and line it with foil. Slice your sliders in half again, and then you're going to put a 1/4 cup of ranch on the bottom of these. Then start layering on your turkey. Start assembling the cheddar cheese slices. Now you could use the actual sliced cheese. This was all I had on hand. Then I put this into a 350-degree oven just to start warming up while I start making the glaze. It's 5 tablespoons of melted butter with a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce, and 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard. Now the recipe I'm following did use poppy seeds, but I decided to skip that. Then just give this a good stir. Then I pulled the sandwiches out of the oven, topped them with some crumbled bacon, added the tops back to it, and then covered them with the glaze. Then these go back into a 350-degree oven for 10 to 15 minutes. Then when you pull them out of the oven, the top should be brown and ready to serve. Now this third recipe is a crock pot chicken bacon ranch sliders. Now I start by just placing a few frozen chicken breasts in the bottom of my crock pot. Add in a 1/4 cup of chicken broth, and then adding about a cup of ranch over the top, or more if you'd like. Then pop the lid on and cook this on high for 4 to 5 hours or low for 6 to 7 hours. The chicken should be tender enough to shred. And then here I'm going to start working on my bacon. And you're going to add a whole bunch of cheese and that crispy bacon into the crock pot with the chicken. Then just scoop some out, top some on your Hawaiian sweet rolls, cover with more cheese, and voila! Dinner is served. Lastly, I made easy roast beef French dip sliders with an au jus for dipping. Spray a 9x13 baking dish, add the cut Hawaiian sweet rolls again, then you're going to cover this with provolone cheese slices and top with roast beef slices. Then add the tops back on. As you can see, I didn't do a very good job slicing these ones, but they still tasted good. They're just not going to be as pretty. Then in this bowl, I have 8 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter. I add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, a little bit of garlic powder, and a little bit of onion powder. Then you're just going to pour this all over the tops of the sliders. Then you're going to bake these at 350 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes or until the tops are golden brown. And while those are baking, you're going to work on your au jus, which is just a can of beef consomme and a can of French onion soup. And just bring this to a boil on your stovetop. Then you have the perfect easy au jus. Just spoon this into a little cup. Then pull the sliders out of the oven and serve them up with that homemade au jus on the side. I hope that you enjoyed this video. As always, all of the recipes I used will be linked below. Please subscribe and I will see you in the next video. Bye!